welcome everyone. I'm pretty excited with this deep dive. We're going to go through a Copilot Studio, and the agenda for today is going to be the one you've seen on the slide. So what is Copilot Studio? We're going to talk about conversational AI concepts, what Copilot Studio, the market trends, how can scaling help you with Copilot Studio or AI in general. There will be some demos, really exciting demos, and a Q&A at the end, as Mariela said. Before I start, I would like briefly to introduce myself. So my name is Idlir. I'm a senior consultant and a Power Platform Solutions Architect, expert at scaling. I work with the digital transformation team, delivering Power Platform solutions, intelligent, complex automations, Copilot Studio bots for sure, innovative business applications, and much, much more. Okay, then let's go to the next slide. What is Copilot Studio? Copilot Studio is a low-code platform, right? So it's part of a Power Platform where you can, first of all, it is allowing you to build your own Copilot for a specific function or audience using generative AI and large language models. And secondly, get more value from Microsoft's Copilot. Why I say that? Because you have the ability to actually extend Microsoft 365 Copilot, right? So by creating those plugins and actions. Now, the key thing to note here is that the user experience offers low-code natural language approaches to build these Copilots, but you have still the possibility to go more advanced, like because you have also built in the bot framework composer capabilities, which actually you can build, let's say, a custom bot. Infrastructure is hosted for you, so it's an end-to-end conversational application platform. You don't need to host each specific service. It's up in minutes for you. I would say also seconds sometimes. While these two possibilities are covered in the same product, like as we said, the creating bots or extending the M365 Copilot, there are two underlying values, properties of Copilot Studio, right? So the connected platform, which means what you build in the studio can be enhanced with the breadth of Microsoft conversational AI tooling, including Azure AI Studio, OpenAI, cognitive services, bot framework, and different Power Platform AI models. You have manage, you have the possibility to, you have a central admin center where you can governance and administer all your bots, and you have visibility into who and what. So with Copilot Studio, you have a very variety of conversational tools at your fingertips, right? So you can build manual topics where you can control the flow of turn-by-turn dialogue. You can build call actions and create plugins because you have the ability to use the pre-built Power Platform connectors, which are more than 1,200. So you can build or use custom GPTs, example, OpenAI GPTs, and you can even create custom prompts to GPTs. So you can then take all these pieces and create your own custom Copilot. So then you can deploy it to your website or whatever you would like to actually have that bot. So let me put it this way. So Copilot for M365, you use it for productivity to boost your productivity of your employees and teams, right? And Copilot Studio is reinventing customer engagement, reshaping business processes, be it business to business, be it business to customer, or even business to employees, right? So I'm going to show later on, let's say, some use cases where this is going to be a little bit more clear. Now, talking about if Copilot Studio is robust or secure, I would say these are the four principles where actually ensure that the Copilot Studio is a secure platform. This is because it is a platform that is benefiting from the Azure platform, right? So therefore, infrastructure is managed. This means that no infrastructure is you need to manage, is geo-distributed multi-tenant software as a service. You can build up onto the Azure cloud, benefiting from the SLAs and so on. You have the visibility, so out of the box analytics that will be getting even better. So IT can get telemetry on how makers are using Copilot Studio. Then you have responsible and compliant. So supports many compliance offerings, as you can see from the slides. Then the last one is secure. You have a central admin, as we mentioned, where is the center for Power Platform. You have DLP policies, you have customer logbox, environment management, access policies from conditional access, and so on. So looks like pretty secure. What are the capabilities, right? So you see on the left side here, we have customized Copilot for M365. Now, as you can see, Copilot Studio, as we mentioned before, it has the capability to extend M365. But why would you do that? So with Copilot for M365, you have, it's a pretty powerful tool, actually. The thing is that you are, let's say, limited to your M365 environment, right? Let's say you want to get data from SAP, right? So that's where Copilot comes in game. So with Copilot Studio, then you can start building those small plugins where you allow the Copilot for M365 to use them. Then you can access different kind of data. Let's say SAP data, ServiceNow, MySQL data, whatever you decide. This is up to you, right? Whatever you have your data. Then with Copilot Studio, you have the ability to build standalone bots, right? So you have, as I mentioned, everything is up for you, so you don't have to do much. It's to manage SaaS, no infrastructure, building security and governance for you. And then you have the ability even to go further to use Azure AI Studio, which is a brand new hub that enables developers and AI engineers to explore all Azure AI services in one centralized place. And this is a little bit more professional, meaning that you can configure your language model with prompt engineering. You have to manage your own infrastructure and develop different kind of, let's say, features you would like your bot to handle. Good. Then, what is conversational AI? Conversational AI refers to the technologies that enables machine to understand the process and respond to human language in a natural and intuitive way. So you will be able to understand what is that a bot is saying, right? So it's like a blend of different technologies, including like natural language processing, machine learning, natural language understanding, natural language generation. So this technology works together to facilitate human-like interaction between computer and humans. So for you to better understand it, let me explain in a different example. So a conversational AI would help you troubleshoot a problem with your computer by asking and answering questions. Then what is generative AI then? Generative AI is aimed to create new or original content, while conversation AI is aimed to enable dialogue interaction. So you see the difference? So the bots we built with Copilot Studio are probably the most common example of conversation AI. Now that the concept is a bit more clear, how can conversational AI transform your business? Well, there is a possibility to enrich employee experience. Like with conversation AI, you can significantly enhance the work environment by providing employees with intuitive tools for communication and task management. You can optimize business processes, you can improve efficiency and time to value, bend the curve of innovation. So conversation AI is able to actually is at the forefront of technological innovation, enabling business to adopt cutting-edge solutions. So you can transform then the customer interaction and open new avenues for growth, right? So then you have reinvent customer engagement, as we mentioned before. Then you reduce development costs and risk. So you have the agility of conversation AI platforms that allows you to rapid develop and deploy solutions. So significantly reducing the costs and risk associated with traditional software development cycles. So let's talk about evolution of conversational AI. So it has definitely a tremendous development and changes in the last couple of years, right? So it has evolved significantly over the past years. Initially, as you can see from the graph here, from the first part, conversational AI was dominated by specialized vendors and data scientists. They created and sold solutions to organizations, but these these often weren't tailored to specific business, right? So making changes was very difficult. Now, going forward, organizations started building bots in-house with professional developers. However, this created a heavy reliance on skilled developers who were in short supply. Therefore, Power BI agent low-code came after, which bot building teams have become more collaborative, involving both subject matters expert and developers. This fusion approach has improved joint business and IT outcomes with tools like Copilot Studio facilitating this through low-code solutions. And then, since 2023, generative AI and large language models have revolutionized conversational AI. So these advancements have dramatically reduced development time and expanded the capabilities of conversational assistants. As shown in the graphic, as you can see, there has been a substantial reduction in the time required for development, coupled with significant expansion in the breadth of topic covered. This has resulted in improved response accuracy, faster adoption rates, and enhanced customer experience. Why should you care about this? Well, conversational AI, according to analysts, is playing a pivotal role in the next era of AI. So you can see just some of the statistics from analysts on how they envision conversational AI playing a role in the next couple of years. So 80% of enterprise applications embedding conversation assistants to assist with content fetching and generation. There will be a reduction in agent labor costs by 80 billion by 2026, thanks to the conversational AI. And by 2025, 80% of conversation AI offerings will have some form of generative AI embedded in to enhance the user experience. Those are pretty big numbers, right? Then, how can scaling help you here? We have a full range of services from A to Z to support you in every step of your journey, right? So we offer advisory and to help you facilitate business evolution through Copilot Studio or AI or conversation AI. We also evaluate your status, right? We evaluate licensing, technical readiness, determine the optimal approach for Copilot Studio, evaluate your data protection, governance measures, demonstrate the advantages of Copilot Studio, and we can also help you identify high priority scenarios, so which actually have a better ROI. If you are in phase to build and deploy, we make sure that address readiness deficiencies by closing those gaps, creating proof of concepts, design the architecture, develop the governance and security strategy for you. Another important step is definitely the governance and adoption, right? So, and we are experiencing establishing governance strategy, creating a center of excellence for you, promote adoption and manage changes, evaluate business impact, provide staff training if it's needed, and so on. Then if you have, let's say, additional requests, or you would like additional features, let's say for COE, then we can definitely extend COE further to tailor it to your needs and expand an existing low-code COE. There can be also a continuous support service from our side, so that's something that we can definitely help you out. As you can see, with scaling comprehensive service, you will have everything you need to achieve your goals. So we're committed to your success in collaborative partnership. Good. Now, we talked about Copilot Studio, we talked about conversational AI, we talked about all this kind of, let's say, possibilities on how can you actually use Copilot Studio. Now, to better understand how it is being used today, we have some possible use cases. So, for example, business to consumer, where Copilot Studio standalone, meaning that you can create a bot for that specific case. In that case, can be a customer support, can be a product and services helper, or can be also an appointment manager. So for customer support, can handle routine customer inquiries, providing instant responses and freeing up human agents for complex issues. So for example, you can ask, how do I return a product? How do I set my account information? So that's definitely something the bot can help you out there. So, and can also assist customers with product and service discovery. So if you have different kind of services or products you are offering, then you might need a bot which is actually giving you back the information, giving back to the customers information about your products and services. So for example, in this case, what is the latest laptop? How much does it weigh? And so on. These are information that can be retrieved from your products and given to the end user, in this case, your consumer. Appointment manager. So you can also use the bot for schedule appointments, send follow-ups, and provide advice on how to arrive and different destinations. So is there any available slot for a service next week, for example? And that's and then the bot will go through your systems and check that specific slot and offer that for the user. Business to business, there's also the possibility to have a business to business bot, meaning that you can have it as a project manager. So it will assist you in project management by checking the status of deliveries and progress. So for example, you can ask, what is the status of phase 2 for the project X? Or supplier interaction. So you can use it for your suppliers. So they can ask, what's the status of a latest component order, for example, and they can track shipments, have different kind of communication with the bot to identify the information they are requiring. So without actually any problem there. So lead qualifications, that's also a very important one. So qualify leads by asking relevant questions and then route them to the appropriate sales representatives. So that can help you out to qualify different leads for your services. So you can so for example, can you provide me with information on your bulk pricing for office supplies? And then the bot knows how to handle it. So then the last one is business to employee. So these are bots where you can create for your internal, let's say within your company, right? So the IT services. So you can transform IT service process with multi-turn experience, meaning that you have the ability to use different tools and different connectors, as you see down here, to give back information to the user. This is something we have built already, so this will be one of the demos we're going to show up. So you see how actually it works. Then we have product information. So you have the ability to empower sales and support organizations to get information on company products. So then if let's say there is some, so employees can actually go to the bot and ask about different kind of products information or services that the company is offering, and then get that information really, really quick. Then last but not least, human resources. This is a very used use case where you have the ability to actually go to your ERP system or HR system, whatever you have it. Even if it's not in Microsoft environment ecosystem, then you just go to that specific system, gather information, and give it back to the user. So this can be used, as I mentioned, as a standalone bot, but it can also be used like you can also extend the M365 Copilot, right? So if you have Copilot for M365, it would like, okay, I don't want a standalone bot, but I want just some plugins to actually get access to those human resources information. That can be also possible. So then you have to create those plugins connecting to SAP in this case, as you see, and then give back to the user the information. Pretty cool, huh? Then let's go to the next one. What have we delivered? As I mentioned, we have delivered internal help desk. We enabled employees to submit IT support tickets, check their status, and find solutions independently, simplifying support processes, right? So very easy. Users just goes to this bot, they can raise ticket or find information right away from the bot. And if there is no information for that specific issue, then automatically a ticket is raised or an agent is called. I will show this in a demo, how it works. So you have customer services. We enhanced customer service through AI bots that provides instant responses to queries, streamline support processes, and improve customer satisfaction with personalized response and language support, right? So thereby increasing loyalty. Then another one was data reporting analytics. This is also a demo we have built. We empowered users to retrieve and analyze data from multiple sources independently. So fostering user empowerment and supporting data-driven decision-making. So you were able to actually retrieve data from different sources. So if, be it in SAP, be it in MySQL, or whatever system you have used. And we have the onboarding and training. So simplified onboarding process. We guide new hires through the onboarding process, granting access to resources and answering queries for a seamless transition. So, and this way we reduced onboarding times. Last but not least, employee self-service, very similar to the onboarding one, where we empower employees to handle HR tasks independently and automate routine HR tasks to optimize time and resources. So this way we allow HR professionals to focus on more strategic initiatives such as talent management and employee engagement and so on. Good. Then I see that there are already some questions. Then let me go and show first the two demos, as I mentioned. So internal help desk in data reporting analytics. Okay, so this is copilotstudio.microsoft.com. So you just have to go to that site to reach out this page where you have the ability to create different bots. If you're not familiar with this, I would just go really briefly and explain this, how it works. So you have here in the center, you have the ability with the help of Copilot to describe your bot, right? So if you want to create a bot for this specific scenario, for help desk, for expense tracking, as you see that up here, then that will start step-by-step process and create a bot for you. Then you can go and then change stuff later on, right? So it's not gonna be a hermetic bot, but you can still go in and change and edit your stuff there. So, for example, to connect it to a different source, or connect it, or add additional topics, and so on. Here on the left side, you have the ability to create bots. You can see your bots you have created, and the library is all the assets you have used for the bots. Then, if you go and create, you have still the possibility to go through the process here with a template, or you start from scratch. Now, I will go to the one I have already built, the help desk hero, which is, as I mentioned, helping users to actually solve their issues. So this is a pretty straightforward bot, right? So I'm not doing very crazy stuff here, but this is actually considering and respecting the 3-level support layer, right? So it's going to the first level, and then in the first level it's not solved, then goes to the second, and if it's not solved on the second, it goes on the third. So, and how it is actually implemented here is that on the first time, it goes through your documentation to FAQs you might have in your system and trying to respond to the user to find a solution for him. If it's not enough, the user deciding, okay, this is not solving my issue, then there is a second step which goes to the Microsoft documentation, getting information from Microsoft documentation and giving you back an answer if there is any, let's say, information there. And then if you decide that that's not enough still, then you have the ability to raise a ticket or connect to an agent. So this depends on you. If you have actually a hub already for agents where you can connect this bot already and redirect the conversation to the live agent, or raise a ticket. I haven't connected that, but I have just raised the ticket option. So raise a ticket is actually connecting to ServiceNow. So the user will just use a simple bot in here, and the tickets will actually go and be created in ServiceNow in here. So just to show you that from the bot automatically is able to go and create a ticket here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say I am having issues with maybe if I write it correctly with my printer. And then what it's going to do is going to go through the SharePoint site I have included as an FAQ, and it's giving back an answer to me, right? So this is, I call this first level, right? So it's actually going over there, and if I see there is also a link where I actually found that information. And then I have at the end, did that answer your question? I say no, it didn't. So now it's going back to the second level, saying, okay, would you like me to search the Microsoft documentation related to this? Yes, I say. And even if so yeah, then I get back actually the Microsoft documentation about it. So if I hover over it, you see on the left bottom side, you see that actually it's coming from a Microsoft link. So if I click on it, it should actually bring me to that specific document. Sorry, to that specific page where the printer is actually mentioned. And then there is a step-by-step how to fix it. In that case, the same thing is happening here. So how to do it. And let's say that didn't answer my question, right? So I said, okay, I tried that already, not working. Then, as I mentioned, you have two possibilities: escalate to an agent or raise a ticket. Now, if you go to escalate an agent, you have to have a hub connected, so it will do the process for you. Otherwise, for me, I don't have that, so I just go raise a ticket. And it needs some detailed description, so I'll say printer is not responding since 2 days, let's say, right? And I'll say this is a high, and the category is hardware, and I'm ready to submit. So what is going to happen here is that this flow is going to actually create, sorry, this bot is going to create a record in here in ServiceNow for me and inform IT admins that there has been a ticket here. So as you see here, there is a ticket, and that the ticket is finishing with 18 at the end, which is actually correct, returned back here. So, and then I can even go further and say, okay, update ticket. Incident number is this guy here. Oh, I'm trying to get that thing. And then that's the incident number. What do you like to update? Let's say I want to update the description. See what it says. Okay, additional description. I'll say this is additional description. Let's make sure that that's the description here. You see there is nothing afterwards. This is additional description. Then I just add it, send it. Then in theory, I should be able to see updated. So if I go over here and I just refresh, I should see that actually that specific information is there. So this is just to show what is possible, right? So I could change all of these fields in here, everything, right? So it's just to show you up there. So if I do list my tickets, I should be able to see also a ticket, right? A ticket number, description, you can add more information in there, right? This is up to you how you do it. So you can add different kind of information to show when a ticket is actually shown. So yeah, if I had more tickets, I would definitely see more tickets in here, but that's how it works. Good. And I think that's, let me see if I have to actually show something else in here just for you. I think that was it, right? About, yeah. So that was it about the help desk hero. The updates over here are visible, so the ticket is up, and then you can even let's say change other information. As I mentioned, this is up to you how you do it. Good. Now let's go to the other one, the sales bot. Now the sales bot, it's consider yourself, let's say you are, let's say a general manager, and you would like sales manager, sorry, and you would like to actually check out your stores and check out who is performing better, which stores are performing better, what product, and all this kind of information, or maybe get filter data from a specific data from this date to that date, for example, filter orders between two dates, and so on, or even get custom insights, product performance, sales trends, all these kind of things, right? And I consider that this data right now is in an Excel file, right? I have included it here. These are generated data, so there's no real name in here. So the thing is, the data here is in a tabular way, right? So meaning that this can be here, can be in an SAP table, can be in MySQL, it can be in Azure, can be everywhere. So even in on a system or a custom system you have built, if it's a tabular data, then it's able to actually retrieve that data, right? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go and ask, for example, filter sales data of the last week, for example, right? And what it's going to do is it's going to go and retrieve the information from this table, and we'll try to retrieve the data, the rows which are maximum 1 week, and that should bring me back, in theory. Let's wait. Should bring me back the information. So in theory, it should bring me back, let's say, from last week. Let's order by date. It was to orders. Since everyone. Yes, this is not the right one. Yeah, so it should bring me back. Today is 19th, so it should be something like that. No, so 19th should be only 2, right? Bad. So in theory, I'm getting that 2 items, right? So this is customer John Smith, and the other one is, oh, again, John Smith. Sorry for that. But it looks like the guy is the same person there. Anyway, so this is correct. And these are the sales data for the last 2, for the last week, sorry. Then I can even go further and I say, okay, I would like to list sales data of the last 2 weeks. There's a mistake there. Hope it's able to understand it. So in the last 2 weeks should be a little bit bigger. I should include also this information in here. Let's see. And exactly, it included all the information, right? So, and I get back the data. That's pretty good, right? So what if I say filter sales data between 2 dates? I can even say that. And then the date, okay, so the starting date will be, let's say 24/04/20. Ending date will be 24/04/29. Yeah, 9 days, for example. Yeah, that's what I requested. And there we go. So we get all the data back with the order date, which is within that specific range. Right? So is able to understand tabular data. Why I'm doing this? I'm doing this because at the moment of speaking, getting tabular data is not very easy for Copilot in general. So with the help of different, let's say, developments and different plugins and different connectors, you are able to actually retrieve those specific data, and with the help of generative AI, to understand your request and perform that specific action. So in that case, it's going to actually give you back the specific information, right? That's pretty good. Now let's go to the next question, who might be, for example, let's go to the customer insights. So who are the top 5 performers by total profit? Let's say like that. So by total profit, let's go here and say total profit, largest to smallest. Yeah, exactly. And 5, I mentioned 5, so it should be like these guys here. And there we go. So I get all information back. All right. Pretty good. Is able to understand what I'm trying to say and retrieve that specific information from the table. I can even go further and say, okay, give me more information about customer Matthew Wilson. Is that one? Matthew Wilson. Oh, because Matthew Wilson, I think it's not known there. John Travolta is known, so we don't need information about him. So let's go about Matthew Wilson. Let's see what actually is coming back. And this is actually the information about Matthew Wilson. Why I did this, because this guy, it's a different table. So this is a completely different database somewhere else, right? So he's able to get that specific information, go to that table and retrieve the information for that specific customer. So these are two separate tables and he's able to do that, right? So easy to see. Then I can even say, let's say if this is going to work, for example, list orders from this customer. Able to understand. So I'm not mentioning the customer. So in theory, should be able to understand it and go and retrieve that information. Yeah, somehow it's not able to, but if I do copy this, this will be able this will be possible really soon because this is still in preview. But yeah, as you see, somehow it's able to understand it. When it did it, actually, you see. So here are the orders from the customer named Matthew Wilson. Well, these are the orders he has done. Somehow, I don't get why it actually throw that. Somehow might be a bug somewhere, but as you see, it worked. So is able to do that too. Let's go and, for example, talk about product performance. So which is the most sold product by sales rep, for example, sales rep John Smith. Let's try that. So the sales representative, John Smith, I go at total price, largest, no, total profit maybe. And then John Smith should be somewhere. Let's see here what is coming back. The most sold product by sales, John Smith, is lat tail lights. Which if we go to the table and we choose that guy, should be correct. Lat tail lights, as you see, it's correct. So what else I can ask? For example, I can go even further, say which product is performing best. You want to know which product is performing best, you can just ask it. And then that will understand what you're trying to achieve there. And in theory, should not throw this, but somehow should find the information. Okay, might be a bug somewhere, but bear with me. Let's wait if it's going to actually answer. Okay, it's not doing that. Let's keep that. Let's go to sales trends, right? If you want to know sales trends about your, let's say, ongoing sales, for example, you can ask what is the month-over-month growth, for example, rate sales for April. That's a pretty big question. So what is the month-over-month growth rate in sales in April? And then it's able, why I'm doing this question. So this is a calculation that should be done, right? And because I have pitched, let's say I have taught, let's say to Copilot how to do that, he's able actually to do that. So it's going to go and find that specific information from the previous month and from this current, from April month, then find that specific percentage and give back the information to me, right? So I can do the same for March, for example. So I can ask the same here and go on April only, just whatever month you decide, and it's able to understand and do that specific thing, right? So this is a very getting clever and clever every day. As soon as you actually know how to use it and how to actually make it better, it's gonna cover almost every kind of questions you want. You actually redirect to the table, so it's able to understand and perform that specific information for you and give you back the answer. So these were just some questions. This was the second demo. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's go back to the PowerPoint, because I would like also to talk about licensing. So how this is working. Now, a Copilot Studio, it's $200 per tenant, meaning that you just have to buy it once. There's no more licensing cost there. So you buy it just once, and you pay it monthly, right? So a monthly commitment. And yeah, so you can use all the generative AI possibilities from the language model. You can use Power Automate, you can use Power Platform connectors, you can use premium ones, custom ones, standard ones. What I mean with that, so when you build a bot, you have the ability to actually connect to different premium sources like SAP, for example, or another system. All the users that use the bot will actually be able to retrieve that information. Now, if you would like, you can also, let's say, choose how the user will be authenticated towards that specific system. That's another story, but you will be able actually to connect it with our additional licensing there. So just one from Copilot Studio. Now with M365 Copilot, you have still the possibility to use Copilot Studio, but not for building standalone bots, right? But you have the ability to build those extensions, right? Plugins for Copilot for M365. So that's included in there. So even if you try to create bots, you'll not be able to share them if you use this one here. Good. So, and the other one here on the left side is pretty easy to understand. So if you are using the Power BI agents, the old ones, then you definitely should consider upgrading, because generative AI is not a feature included in that. So that's the reason why we're talking about here. Okay, so I think we are almost at the end. So the next is Q&A. So Marielle, is there any question we might?
Yeah, we have two questions in the chat. I think the last one also referred to licensing issues, and I think you may have answered it. It came up earlier in the webinar. It was, can anyone in the organization use the bots and copilots? Any license topics to consider? So I think you may have hit on that one, but please ask again in the chat if you don't think so. Then we can go into more detail. The other question was on the slide, I think, when you showed what we can do, what scaling can offer. There was the question, is having a COE a must-have?
I would say COE is giving you the ability to visualize and have under control flows, apps, bots, whatever you have built within Power Platform, right? To have control and governance over those by using DLPs, using different rules. In my opinion, it's a must, right? Because you have the ability actually to control what is going on within your environment. If you have a strategy which is not including COE, but you have, let's say, a better way to do it, honestly, at the moment, admin dashboards offer a lot of, let's say, telemetry data and a lot of information about different flows and stuff. But having a central place where you can check all of these makes it much easier, honestly, for me to control, because then you have to go through the admin dashboard, and then you need to go and check other stuff again and go to the other tabs. And having the same tool, I mean, for me, it makes it much easier. At least internally, we also implement it, and it's much easier to control. So in my personal opinion, it's a must.
Okay, we have another question, I think, regarding licensing. Maybe you could jump slide back. It is there was an asterisk right for months on the last slide, but I couldn't find it in an explanation for it. So maybe you can give more detail on that, or maybe if you don't have the asterisk information at hand, we can also include that in the follow-up.
Yeah. So the asterisks, honestly, I try to understand what might have been there, but I'm pretty sure that the $200 per tenant per month, it's a commitment. Might be that the asterisk was, I might have deleted by mistake. That's my bad. But it's referring to a monthly, so a monthly commitment. Sorry, a yearly commitment where you pay monthly, right? So you cannot buy just for a month or 2 or 5. You just have to do a yearly commitment, and you pay monthly. Good.
So if you have any more questions, please unmute yourself or write them in the chat.
Good. Looks like I've been pretty explanatory. That's pretty good, actually. Honestly, I really hope that you guys enjoyed the
I think
demos.
Someone raised. Yeah. No, it's already gone. No, somebody raised their hand, but it's down again.
Yeah, no worries. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the demos, but also I tried actually to put it also separate the use cases and in a different, let's say, use cases, like in different categories, like business to business, business to employees, business to customers. So you understand, and you let's say you start realizing how you can actually build a bot and where you can actually put it, right? So you understand, okay, I need a bot, but how can I use it? Where can I use it best? So I try to actually find some, let's say, to put some informations which makes so your brain start thinking in a different way, at least for a generative AI and a conversational AI, on how can you use it, how you can actually get more out of it. It doesn't mean so this is also something important before we close it. So it doesn't mean that you need to get AI because other companies have it, right? So this is not a must go, right? So you need to have AI if you think that AI is giving you value, right? So we have seen that M365 Copilot is already doing that. Now, if you want to have additional bots for a different scenario you might have, and you realize that that has a value, or we can also help you out to realize what is the return on investment for that, that's something you can definitely consider. But because other companies have it, then it would definitely I think it's not the right way to go, for sure. So first of all, identify use cases, and then realize that the bot can actually help you there, or AI in general. Good. Okay, so I think there is no more questions. So thank you a lot for being here today. Feel free to connect. Yeah, if you have any other question, or feel free to write them down. We will try to follow up maybe with an email responding to all the questions you might have. So thank you a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.